I'm gonna start. My consciousness snapped back to a different point in time in an instant. When I lifted my head, I saw a large crowd of people spread out all around me. I took in my first breath, and an aromatic mixture of sweet and salty scents wafted into my nostrils. And then came the sounds, the incessant crowd noises, and somewhere off in the distance, the crooning melody of Green Sleeves. Akari, who had been standing beside me prior to the jump, was nowhere to be found. It was just like when I was instantly transported from the abandoned park down to the seawall, as if the projector for the world around me had switched over to a different slide in the span of a single blink. I was prepared for it this time, at least, thanks to Akari's explanation, but that didn't make it any less jarring to experience. "You can't be serious," I muttered in disbelief. Despite my astonishment, I couldn't shake the residual image of Akari's tear-drenched face from my mind. What was she so broken up about in that moment? Was she thinking back on her brother's death? Could I have seemingly said something in poor taste? Or was there some other reason? I knew it would keep eating away at me, but for now I decided to forget about it and focus on regaining my bearings. If Akari was right, the rollback should have sent me back to 6 o'clock on April 4th. Swap places as a nodule one as the story goes on. Who knows? That might not be the case, Wonder, but no. That would be the case, wouldn't it? Yeah, that is interesting. I am pretty excited to see that happen. Hey, Mofu. What? Why? Are you actually coming in for the story? Do you want me to recap the story to you, or are you just gonna me to the story? Or do you already know what happens? Sure? Alright. So basically, someone died. Our classmate's brother died. Actually, wait, that's a horrible way to start it. Okay, so the main character ran away from home, back to their childhood home in the island, and after a bit, they transported 5 days in the future. They don't know why. And when they transport 5 days in the future, so it turned to April 6th, April 1st to April 6th. Apparently, I forgot it's April 1st or April 2nd. Their classmate's brother, his childhood hero, died from alcohol poisoning. And he's like, "Oh no," which is, also weird because he went forward in time 5 days in the future, just to find out that their childhood friend died 4 days ago. And then he meets his classmate, which is the little sister of the person that died, and she explains to him that they're going to experience something called rollback, where every 48 hours they'll go back in time 24 hours. So basically, tomorrow he'll go back in time 2 days ago, and it'll repeat. And because of that, he can save her brother. Which happened on April 2nd or April 1st, I don't know. So, but now the first rollback happened, so the first time skip in the past happened. So it went from April 6th to April 4th, and now we're on April 4th, and I have no idea what the story is going to be like between the, April 4th and April 1st, because he still needs to experience a few more time travels until he can do something or save the brother, because he's still dead. 48 hours back is kind of unintuitive. It's kind of weird to say 24 hours after 24 hours, 48 hours back. They explain it as 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But, But yeah. It's a bit unique. But yeah, so let's see what happens here. And the reason why the classmate knows that this happens is because he in the past told her. I don't know. But yeah, we're just gonna read and see what happens. Alright. After this day ends, you'll experience the day before today. Yeah. Anyways, let's continue reading. Just as I was about to pull out my phone and check the time, however, a man I didn't recognize suddenly shot into my field of vision. He was red in the face and he looked to be middle-aged. It was the abruptness that startled me more than anything else. He hadn't dashed in from the side or behind me. It was more like he sprung up from below. Like he'd been sitting directly at my feet, then shot straight up to get right in my face. "Hey, what do you think you're doing, kid?" he spat, his eyes glaring up from beneath the bulging veins on his furrowed brow. He was pissed off at me about something or other. That much was evident. But I had no clue who he was. I'd never seen him before in my life. Sorry? Can I help you with something? I asked sheepishly. Huh? The man barked. I immediately knew that he was drunk. His breath reeked of alcohol. You want me to beat your ass, punk? Don't you play dumb with me? Whoa, hang on a minute, I sputtered, taking a few steps back as the man closed in. Listen, I really don't know what's going on here. The man repeated my words in an exaggerated, mocking voice. Something told me he wasn't about to listen to reason. Ugh, what did I do to deserve this? I was caught off guard by a collie crying. Then my mind got sent back into the middle of a big crowd of people. And now I was being harassed by a man I didn't even know. This was way too much for me to handle all at once. I felt at serious risk of losing my mind. Did you looking things? Oh, it's my alien antennas. Hope you're doing well, Synchro. And I put them down. Have you seen Psyche? I forgot the full name, but Psyche-kun or whatever the anime is. So they have like that weird antennas to hold in their like alien powers. Yeah, I took my limiter off and I put it there. No, I'm kidding. It's a bread lamp. Oh. It's a bread lamp. Alright, first and foremost, I needed to think of a way to get myself out of this sticky situation. I knew my... Silent? Shoot, I forgot how to say this. I used to know how to say this. My immersion. Silent had to be quite drunk, and thus probably wouldn't be able to keep up with me. If I made a clean break for it. Ask Salient? Assailant. No, I guess it is exactly how it's spelled, though. Thank you. At the same time, I knew that running away before I even figured out what I had supposedly done to this man wouldn't sit well with me. That's so true. And Synchro, you're Australian. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but it will. If you give me pronunciations of words that like sound different in an Australian accent versus American accent, it would sound pretty weird for me to weave that in. Oh god. Is it like Vass or something? Vass? Vass, yeah, y'all are weird. Okay. It didn't seem like he was going to calm down enough to have a rational discussion with me anytime soon, though. Rather, it looked like he was gearing up to slug me in the face. I didn't have time to stand around weighing my options at length. I took a few more steps back, the second before I turned to make a run for it. A young woman with blonde hair jumped in between me and the drunkard. Okay, that's enough. Break it up. What seems to be the problem here? She demanded. She quickly set about trying to calm the man down and de-escalate the situation, letting him know very politely how disruptive he was being, that everyone was watching, and that he should probably drink some water. She was clearly a pro. As I stood there marveling at how she didn't even let him get even a word in edgewise, she shot a glance over at me. I'll handle it from here, she said. You, run along home, okay? Huh? Wait, but seriously, it's fine. Think of it as my way of thanking you for all your help. It was becoming increasingly clear that hanging around here any longer was only going to make things harder for her. Total stranger or not, I didn't want to put her out any more than I already had. And since I was already planning to make a run for it anyway, I decided to take her up on her generous offer. Alright, fair enough, I said. Thank you. I bowed my head to her slightly and then took off at an easy sprint. Weaving my way through the crowd helped me to finally realize where I was and subsequently why there were so many people here. These were the temple grounds of the Sodashima Shrine, judging from the massive crowd as well as the various food and entertainment stalls lining the main path leading up to the shrine. I had apparently been sent back in time directly into the thick of Sodashima's biggest annual event, the Ocean Bounty Festival. And this feels more like the ending. Like they would have like the festival or like a big event at the end of a story rather than the beginning. This didn't help explain why I'd come there in the first place though. I was extremely uncomfortable in large crowds, so I generally avoided the festival like a plague. Who was that blonde-haired woman anyway? I felt like I might have recognized her from somewhere, had I not been too preoccupied with the belligerent drunkard to get a good look at her face. Still, she said that it was her way of thanking me for all my help. So I must have assisted her with something over the past couple of days. I was finding more questions than answers as usual, and it was starting to get really annoying. I felt like a new hire that was being brought into a highly complicated position as a replacement for someone else, only to find that my predecessor had quit on mysterious terms without leaving any notes or guidance for me. Except in this case, that predecessor was myself. I figured I should at least check the time. I reached into my right-hand pocket, where I usually kept my phone, and was pleased to discover that it was actually there this time around. I pressed the button and the screen turned on. It was April 4th, 6:05 p.m. Akari was right, then. I had indeed been sent back 48 hours in time from the evening of the 6th. Guess the rollback is real then, I thought to myself. This time, it was surprisingly easy for me to accept, though maybe it was just that my brain had gotten a fair bit better than feeling insane. I slid my cell phone back into my pocket and headed off for home. By the time I made it back to the house, I already decided what my first priority there would be, gathering as much intel as I could. When I entered the living room, I found Eddie doing her schoolwork at the table like the good student she was. It was the perfect opportunity to ask her a few questions. Hey, Eddie, mind if I ask you a thing or two? I said. She shot me a quick glance, then turned back to her notes. Sure, whatever. Make it quick, she said. Awesome, thanks. I'll get right down to it then. Where do you think I went today? Eddie looked back at me, one eyebrow raised in curiosity. What is this, some sort of trick question? No, just answer honestly. I mean, you went to the festival, didn't you? Ding ding ding. Atta girl. Okay, next question. Do you know why I went to the festival? You were gonna help at one of the booths, right? That's what you said yesterday, anyway. Very subtle. I mean, I wonder how else they would do it. And besides, she'll forget everything anyways, after 24 hours. Aha, so I've been helping them set up or something. That would explain why that blonde-haired lady felt indebted to me. You know, I don't know how to say this. Indebted. Indebted to me. Indebted? I'm in debt. Indebted. Indebted to me. If I'm wrong, ban yourself. Tell me, then delete your message so I save myself from the shame. Then, okay, I know Colonel, okay? I know Colonel. This is actually Colonel or something. Colonel? It's Colonel, right? She must have been on the planning committee or something. Debt is debt? Indebted? There's no, I've been saying debt all this time with the B. That's so much easier. Alright, ban yourself, Wonder. As for why I agreed to help out, that remained a mystery. But at least now I knew why I was there to begin with. Thank you. It's indebted? Oh, yeah. That's what, that is what Wonder... I mean, I knew that. I was just testing y'all. I already knew that. As for why I agreed to help out, that remained a mystery, but at least now I knew why I was there to begin with. I was scared she'd get too suspicious if I asked her point blank. So I decided to frame it like a cute quiz show. It had paid off, apparently. Eddie didn't seem to suspect a thing. Congratulations, young lady. You got every answer right. Okay, so there were only 2 questions, but still, thanks for your participation, and we'll see you next time. As I made my dramatic exit from the living room, I heard Eddie mutter a single word under her breath. Weirdo. Sinker, you say another word, and we're putting you down ball with Jay. Back in my own bedroom, I sat down at my desk and pulled out a pen and a notebook from a drawer. Flipping open to a blank page, I tried as best as I could to recreate the diagram of Kadi had drawn in the dirt when she was explaining the rollback to me. The incident over at the festival grounds left me a little out of sorts, so I wanted to refresh my memory and make sure I hadn't lost any of what she told me. You're 6, Synchro. I drew the dates and arrows one by one as she had, moving ahead one day, then 2 days back. When I drew the last arrow to April 2nd, I set the pen down. Okay, yeah. I've still got it down pat. We're good. Hey, wait a minute. As I looked down at the diagram, an old question resurfaced in my mind. It was one that I tried to ask Eddie about the night we were walking to Akito's wake. What was I physically doing between 6 p.m. on the 1st and 6 p.m. on the 5th? If the only part of me that made the quantum leap was my mind, that would imply that my physical self still experienced those 4 days in their natural order. In other words, the body I was in right now had already experienced all of the events that I was about to relive, but my mind couldn't remember them, because mentally, I was going through them in reverse order. I grabbed my cell phone, thinking there might be something recorded within it that could give me some hints as to how I'd spent the previous few days. Wait, that's so smart. Just record it. I swear this passive wasn't that smart. I figured it might be a bit of a long shot, but when I tapped the Memos app, it opened up to a set of notes I didn't remember taking. Pog? Pause? Oh wait, let me move this. Alright. April 2nd. Found Akito's body at 6:30 p.m. in empty lot behind tobacco shop and called police. Okay, usually we wouldn't use the word brain dead here, but he called himself brain dead in the first chapter of this book, so that's why we're allowing the word brain dead. Most times, would I allow the word? I don't know. But I was laughing at it because I don't know why it reminded me of League of Legends players. As in they use the term a lot. Estimated time of death between midnight and 2 a.m. that morning. Was drinking heavily earlier that night at the Asuka Tavern, 9 p.m. to midnight. The hell? I muttered incredulously. I swear. It was all specifics related to Akito's death. The second bullet point I already heard from Akari, but the other two were completely new information to me. I scrunched up my forehead and carefully reread each word, and then suddenly it clicked. Oh, duh, I exclaimed as the light bulb flashed on in my head. I must have typed these notes out sometime between the 6 o'clock on April 1st and 6 o'clock on April 4th. To put it plainly, this was information that my future self had left for me in the past. That explained why there were details here that I hadn't learned yet. Wait, why didn't he explain it? That was obvious. Anyways, but with that being the case, I couldn't help but wonder how accurate this intel really was, aside from the stuff Akari already told me, of course. For example, the first bullet... okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking how dumb he feels now compared to his past self, where he figured out rollback or whatever and explained everything to Akari to the point where she was able to explain everything to us. Anyways, I should stop slandering this guy. For example, the first bullet point seemed to imply that I had initially found Akito's body in the empty lot behind the tobacco shop and reported it to the authorities. Akari told me the body was found in that exact location, to be sure, but she didn't say anything about who found it. It seemed like a relevant detail to include if it was me. Honestly, true. Still, the fact that it was written here in my own cell phone made me inclined to believe it was true. I swear, if the twist is that we killed him, that's gonna be real awkward. And the future self is trying to get us to, I don't know. In which case, there probably would be a record of me calling the emergency hotline around that time. Upon realizing this, I hastily opened up my recent call history. Recent calls. Hey, yo, we calling Akari a lot, huh? Called Akari, 7:65 p.m. yesterday. Dad, Monday. Wait. Shoot. I forgot what day is April 4th in this world. Let's assume this is the day before yesterday. So this is April 2nd. Dad, home 119. Wait, what? Oh wait, they died on April 2nd? Yeah, April 2nd, okay, then yeah, it was. And Monday is April 2nd. Then April 1st, Akari, home. Okay, wait, why do we call it Akari though? Because Sunday was when we went, when we time traveled 4 days in the future. And then we called home 30 minutes after that, and we called Akari 3 hours after that. Anyways, sure enough, there it was. A record of me calling 119 at exactly 6:30 p.m. on Monday, April 2nd. It matched up perfectly with the time listed in my notes. And since you couldn't really forge your call history, I had no choice but to accept the notes in my phone as a real deal. However, I did find somewhat peculiar that I had logged so many phone calls with Akari over the past few days, especially yesterday, when we'd apparently had 3 calls within a matter of hours. Wonder, don't whine. That's not a good thing. I mean, it's probably not good things. Or positive. Because there's no way we're trying to rizz her up and get together with her a few days after her brother's death. We're taking advantage of her in that case. It's all just, talking about her brother's death and figuring out how to save him. No, there's not going to be any romance in the story. No food, no eating allowed. Oh, talking about food. Music console. You're so true, Wonder. Oh, shrimp chips? Baked, I love these. But hot garlic. You're eating shrimp. Okay, wait. These don't count, Wofu, okay? These don't count. I love this. But I never tried hot garlic flavor. That's giving you those. Wait. No. I haven't tried them, okay? This was before. I love chimchas? Oh, I see. I've only ate the original flavor. You know what? If these are going to give me canker sores, that's fine. It's a pain that I've been enduring for all my life. Oh, really? Calbee's too fancy, I see. Alright. So I wonder how hot garlic is going to taste. No romance? I'm not sure. I mean, the author's last book had romance, so I wouldn't be surprised if this has romance too. Especially because the cover of the book is the girl. So she's going to play a major role in the story, so... honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there actually is romance. Oh wait, no, there probably is. The girl even said in the interlude chapter that she liked the main character. Though that was like in the past. Anyways. In any case... Wait. Maybe we have plans to meet up or something? Wait. I caught it over the past few days yesterday when we apparently have to recall within a matter of hours. Let's see. Yesterday would have been the 3rd, so maybe we made plans to meet up or something? And I don't know, at the end, they kind of was very good friends. Yo, I was so salty at the end of the Town Through Summer Except Goodbyes. That main character was so lucky. He does not deserve... Or the girl deserves someone better. Not that freaking bozo. It should have been me! Anyways. In any case, I now had a much better grasp on the intricacies of Akito's death. All that remained now was to establish what I've been doing for the past several days. Wow, wait. Am I being judged a lot by you right now, Lisa? I could probably figure that out pretty easily with some carefully worded questions to Eddie or my grandmother. I'm just really jealous that that girl waited for like 10 years or something for him to come back. I don't know how many years it was like 7 or something. Maybe even less, maybe I'm exaggerating. And it was very lovely. And it was very romantic. But that is not fair. Life does not work like that. And he is so lucky. Like, to her, it was 7 years of patience. To the guy, it was like 1 month. Or a week. I don't know how long it was for the guy. As though she read my mind. Wait. But I could probably figure out that out pretty easily with some carefully worded questions to Eddie or my grandmother. As though she'd read my mind, Eddie yelled up at me from downstairs that very moment to let me know that dinner was ready. When I stood up from my chair, I heard something crinkle in my left pocket. Oh? I reached inside to discover a mysterious folded up 1,000 yen bill. Maybe I've been planning to use it to buy a snack over at the festival or something. I unfolded the bill and slid it into my wallet, then headed downstairs. That's peculiar. Hey, Grandma, can I ask you something? I asked after we were done eating, and she was washing dishes in the kitchen. What is it, dear? She replied without even turning around, as she kept scrubbing away at the plate she was currently washing. Do you remember how I've been spending my time since I came back to Sodashima? I was planning to talk to Eddie at first, but then figured she'd probably get suspicious as to why I was asking and decided to ask my grandmother instead. My grandmother wasn't a very skeptical person in general, and she typically answered just about any question in a straightforward manner without questioning the asker's intent. Unfortunately, it seemed I made a bit of a miscalculation this time. I beg your pardon, she said in a puzzled surprise as she turned to face me. Goodness, that's an awfully broad question. She was totally right. I should have narrowed it down a bit. Yeah, sorry. Here. Why don't we start with the day I got here, April 1st? What sticks out most in your mind about me from that day? I don't know. Fighting with Eddie? That was several days ago now, Kanai. Well, you got in a bit of a fight with your sister, she recalled. But that was something I already knew. What I really wanted you to know was what I did after 6 o'clock that night. Right? Eddie and I got into an argument, and I stormed out of the house. What did I do after that, though? I pressed her. Sweetie, why are you asking me these strange questions? Shouldn't you already know the answer to that? Sure, of course I do. I was curious how much you knew or remembered. How would I know what you did after that? You didn't come home that night. I didn't. No, don't you remember? You called back here, you say. You were spending the night at a friend's house. Really, dear? How is my memory better than yours? Wait, that was like 30 minutes after the time travel. What happened in those 30 minutes? Aha, that explained the record in my phone history of me calling home that night. To be clear, I still had my grandmother's house registered as home in my address book. Hey, friend's house? Wonders like that one meme with the dog playing with the two figures and like pushing them together. You stop that. Even after moving to Tokyo, because my father didn't have a landline. But what was this about me spending the night at a friend's house? I had no friends here in Soeshima who would offer to let me stay at their place. Or in Tokyo for that matter. Sure, there was Akari who I was fairly close with, but there was no way I'd spent the night at a girl's house. So where did I sleep that night? See, it couldn't be Akari, Wonder. Whose house was it anyway? My grandmother asked before I even had a chance. Eddie was wondering about it too. Oh yeah, sorry, I'll have to tell you later. I beg your pardon? Don't tell me you stayed the night at the house of some ne'er-do-well. Ne'er-do-well. Your father and I wouldn't approve of. They don't know. Yeah, it's kind of sus that I don't know. Oh, ne'er-do-well? 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 I was like, it's just Thank you, Wander. Vanish. I'm kidding. No, it's nothing like that. I don't think. You don't sound very sure of yourself. You haven't gotten involved in any shady business, have you? If you're in danger, you need to tell us about it. If not me, then your father at least. Oh, rest in peace, Wander. This is not me, okay? What's up, Soulful? Hope you're doing well. Why are you tapping on the screen like crazy? You think we're banning me like that? That's so strange, Wander, because you're talking right now. Did I really ban you? Because you're here talking. Hi, Luffy, I'm having a great day. That is not what I want to do here. Great. I'm happy for you. Because of the interactive... Oh, shoot. Okay, that overlay is supposed to be for... Okay, Okay, so yesterday, it's supposed to be for the mobile. You can't even do it on mobile. So it's useless. But that's supposed to be off? I never thought about it. I don't think it matters, right? But, alright, so... Okay, let me just do a demonstration. So ideally... So, when in my other streams, can you see my dots? No. What's that supposed to be for is... So we have a mochi here. Yep, they're just floating about. And you would have a redeem to take control of one of the mochis. And when you tap on the screen, not tap on the screen because it doesn't work on mobile. And you click on the screen with your PC, the thing would move. The mochi would move to where you tapped. But I don't have that enabled for my for this stream. Let me do that? Well, no. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you on another stream that's not a reading stream. Give it to me, Rachel? What? No! And then you can also have text appear above it. I also made it, and also yesterday, or was it this morning? No, it was yesterday, right? I made it so that y'all can move in mobile too, but you have to type it out. So you can manually move it using the chat instead. Why call me Poopy? Okay, I would appreciate it if you call me Pookie instead of Poopy. Okay, that's very funny. This is a new version. Yeah, there's only 4 of them though. So y'all could actually you can like steal each other's avatars. It's just 4 of them. I guess I can show it to you real quick. It's only like these 4. So you can choose which one to take over. That's Pinchy. It's pink. It's a pink mochi, Pinchy. That's Minchi. It's a mint mochi. And that's Lemchi, lemon mochi. And finally, we have the standard one. We have my favorite, Azchi. It's azure, and it's azure mochi, Azchi or booty cheeks. Yes, I did it on purpose, Sofu. Thank you for understanding me. Wait, don't worry about Lisa. Don't worry about Lisa. It's just a stupid joke. Lemon cheese a loser? You take that back. Blue cheese? I would worry about it. I thought it was really funny, okay? Blue cheese? I never had blue cheese. Does it actually taste good? I refuse to believe that. Whew. But yes, that will be a thing for when I don't do reading streams. But honestly, I might take it away from y'all. Because all y'all did was cover my face and say the most obscene things. Small amounts of penicillin? I know those words. I don't. You see, not me, sure. I wonder you and Eggy are the worst offenders. Wait, no, actually you weren't that bad of an offender. It was mainly Eggy and Mofu. You still did it, don't wonder. I saw you. Alright. Respect on my name? Yeah. Where were we? Wait, let me check. Page 166. We're cooked. What time is it? 1:42. Yeah, we're cooked. Y'all are so dumb. Anyways, cease. It's time to read. The bath water is ready, so feel free to wash up, she called after me as I beat a hasty retreat from the kitchen. I never heard beat used like that. As I made my way toward the bathroom, I felt a sudden haze of anxiety roll over my mind like ominous black storm clouds. I assume like the beat of your footsteps. One person in chat to make sense? What the? I respect makes sense, unlike some of the things y'all have been spewing out. Go with the flow. No, should always be on the streamer's side, wonder. Unless it's Fade. After a quick hop in the bath, I returned to my bedroom. I spent my entire time in the tub, trying to figure out where I could have possibly spent the night of the first. But still couldn't come up with anything. Oh right, and give me updates. Like did Fade and Artemis beat I forgot the name. Melania? I think that's her name. But I still couldn't come up with anything. I never spent the night at a friend's house in my entire life. As sad as that sounded. Wait. Dang, even I haven't. I hate Friends. So for me to do so while I was already running away from home seemed almost unthinkable. There had to have been a very compelling reason why I couldn't go back to my grandmother's house that night. And the fact that the first was also the night Akito died made me wonder if perhaps the two things were related. You know what? They went to Akari's house not for Akari wander. It was for Akito. That's right, he murdered him. No, that couldn't be right. Not if the body wasn't found until the next evening. Okay, never mind. Still, I need to find some answers as to where I was staying that night. I already got, what I just said already got disputed. Ah, Luffy, you see that respect is a very chill version of the horrible atrocities that we speak in chat. Now the humor stems from the irony of being a master of doodle speak, calling out Wander. Sophie, don't compliment yourself like that. Read that in British. I can't do British. No, that couldn't. Wait, okay, we read that. I didn't want to leave any questions unanswered before I made it back to the first. Since then, I could give saving Akito's life my undivided attention. Not that I had any solid proof that the rollback was going to take me back that far, I guessed. But I wanted to be ready in the event that it did. I need to do some footwork around town once tomorrow hit. I was about to jump in bed when I spied the notebook I'd left laying on my desk. I flipped it open on a whim and took another look at the rollback diagram I'd drawn in it earlier. Then a thought occurred to me. When exactly was the rollback supposed to end? Until he becomes a baby. Of course, as you read, but it's not the line you're reading. Akali's diagram had finished off at 6 p.m. on April 2nd, and yes. That would be when I finished filling in the 4-day gap in my memories. But what would happen after that? I decided I preferably shouldn't think too hard about it though. Don't laugh at that. It's your idea. Okay, I'm sorry, Other. I wasn't going to find any answers that way. For now, I needed some rest. My whole body felt extremely sore. Maybe. From helping out at the funeral, oh my lord, festival. My bad. Beefy? I wish I was beefy. If what Eddie said was true, obviously, my mind didn't remember doing any heavy labor. I had quite a chuckle. Yeah. That'll be $5. My body sure did. I shut the notebook and snuggled up under the covers. In a matter of minutes, I was out like a light. We have no more milk. Time for water. I was awakened by the sound of my cell phone vibrating. I reached for it with one hand, rubbing the sleep out of my eyes with the other. After my vision had time to adjust, I looked down at the screen and saw the name, Akari Hoshina. Ooh? Akari? I grumbled drowsily, then answered the phone. Hello? Oh, you did pick up. Hey, Kanai-kun. Sorry for calling you at the hour. You were probably asleep already, huh? Yeah, I was. What time is it right now? Oh, it's about 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the morning. No wonder I still felt so sleepy. Midnight's like, main character's noon now? I guess, yeah, it is, but I guess their body remembers though. Their body still feels tired, so their body clock doesn't get transferred, I guess. I don't know. I guess to be fair, it's still 6. It's just 6 on another day. Why are you calling so late? I asked, stifling a yawn. Do you need something? I mean, I wouldn't say I need anything. I was just wondering if maybe, I don't know, she mumbled, her voice growing quieter and quieter. I pressed the speaker right up against my ear, but even then, it was too swift to discern. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I was wondering if maybe we could meet up for a little bit. Wait, why aren't we excited to talk to her? As in, like, talk to her about the rollback, because she was the one who told us about it before. Wanda, don't be so happy. I hate it when people are happy. What, you want to hang out? Like, right now? At 1 in the morning? Mm-hmm, she answered in a weak little voice. I could practically see the pleading puppy dog eyes on the other end of the line. This, too, was very unusual. The Akadi I knew would never call someone up this late at night, let alone ask to hang out. The fact that she was doing it now led me to believe that something must have been up. Concerned for her, I agreed right away. Alright, sure thing. Just tell me where to go. Wait, really? You mean it? Okay. Meet me at Central Park in like 20 minutes. Central Park. Got it. Guess I'll see you there then. Yeah, see you in a little bit. Central Park was a small but popular park that sat a little bit further inland. Generally, when someone from Sotoshima said, meet me at the park, that was the one they meant. I assume Akadi had only specified so that I knew she wasn't referring to the old abandoned park I discovered the other day. After I hang up the phone, I hopped out of the bed and changed out of my pajamas into some sweatpants and a hoodie. Can you hear that? In the background? Oh, well, it's gone. There's a car alarm. Yes? Oh, y'all actually heard it? Dang. Like, it was loud, but like, it wasn't loud enough. I didn't know if it picked up on the phone. For once. That's crazy. Alright, well anyways, we're back. It was only for 4 beeps. I can't hear it. Oh, I mean, it wouldn't have picked up if I didn't talk. But I said so that my mic will be active and it will say. But honestly, my setup is kind of scuffed anyways. And my windows are open because it's hot. Hop out bed, change, blah blah blah. I knew it would only take me about 10 minutes to get there, but I decided to head out early anyway. Creeping down the stairs so as not to wake the rest of the family, I snuck out the back door and closed it quietly behind me, as the frigid night air caressed my cheeks. Classic. Any semblance of drowsiness I may still have felt shot right out the window. Icy wind swept through the empty neighborhood streets, chilling me to my core. Come on, Wander, it's so funny. It's just like, gee. I'm a kid. I set off at a light jog in an attempt to conserve my body heat. Sotashima's neighborhoods had a lot of steep hills, so I normally never tried to run through them unless I was in a real hurry. I didn't have many other options at this point. I got rid of my bike when I moved to Tokyo, so unless I felt like borrowing Eddie's, it was either run or walk, and turn into a human popsicle. The scuffing of my sneakers against the pavement echoed loudly through the streets in a staccato rhythm. Staccato. Shoot. I heard this word like once in like music class. And I was like 20 years ago. Staccato. Whew. Thank you, Wander. Ban yourself anyway. I'm kidding. So Yoshima was awfully quiet at night this time of year, whereas in Tokyo you could never escape the constant hum of car engines whirring past. Don't do it, Wander. Here, the whole world seemingly came to a halt as soon as the sun went down. Sure, you'd have the occasional obnoxious jerkwad zooming loudly by on a motorbike, but those guys were the same no matter where you went. I've never heard the word jerkwad before. I was at the park before I knew it. Though Akadi was nowhere to be found, I took a look at the tall street clock, its face lit up by the nearby lamplight, and saw that I'd arrived around 10 minutes early. I sat down to wait on a park bench, and the icy meadow quickly set about draining all of the heat I'd built up in my flushed skin during the jog over here. Brr, I shivered, belatedly realizing that I should have worn another layer or two. Nothing set the imagination running wild quite like the anticipation of waiting for someone else to arrive. If I'd known I got here this early, then it might have been a good idea to swing by Akadi's place and pick her up along the way. Even if we did live out here in the boonies, it was still dangerous for a young girl like her to go walking around by herself at night, You never knew what kind of creepers were lurking in the shadows. And a lack of light made it hard to see where you were going. I never had a late night meetup with a girl like this before though, so I guess I forgot to consider that aspect of it. The creeper. What is that? No way. Also on a different channel. I was like, is that like a Twitch global emote? That's cute. You never knew what kind of... Okay, wait. And the lack of the light made it hard to see where you were going. I never had a late night beat. What? Wait, why am I stuck in a loop? And the lack of light made it... I never had a late night meal with a girl. Am I tripping? I think I'm just tripping. I just read that twice, I guess. So I guess I've had to consider an aspect of it. Maybe it'd be a good idea to call her and offer to come meet her somewhere closer. Even if she probably already left. Just as I was about to pull out my cell phone, I noticed a shadowy figure standing at the entrance to the park. And could tell immediately from the silhouette that it was Akari. I shot up to my feet and called her name. She came trotting over the second she identified where I was. Hey, sorry, she huffed. Didn't keep you waiting too long, I hope. Nah, you're good. I just got here myself. Now, standing under the lamplight, I could actually see what Akari looked like. She wore a loose-fitting, heavy cardigan, her fingers poking out from the overlong sleeves and gripping the thick fabric tightly. I felt a funny feeling well up inside my chest. Oh my god. Well up inside my chest. There was something exhilarating about meeting up in the dead of night, especially since we'd never done anything remotely like this before. Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry for dragging you out here so late, she said. Don't worry about it, so tell me. I was about to ask her why she called me to meet up, when all of a sudden the image of her crying beneath the cherry blossom tree at the abandoned park came shooting back into my mind, so that her tear-drenched face overlapped perfectly with the one in front of me right now. I couldn't get the sound out of my head. Her softly weeping at green sleeves as green sleeves began to play while a flurry of petals soared through the sky. I still want to know the reason behind those tears, so I decided to pivot to a different question. I feel like this becoming an anime movie is totally something I can just imagine from these freaking descriptions, and like the background OST just keeps on having the same theme of green sleeves. Why were you crying the other day? I asked. Oh my gosh, this guy is so dumb. Huh? Crying? When was this? Tomorrow, she replied. I guess 2 days from now. Staring back at me in bewilderment. Oh my god. Don't remember? Oh, I guess never mind. I guess he's just assuming that her memory's also transferred too. Don't you remember? Right before the last rollback view, then it hit me. We met in the abandoned park on the 6th, and right now it was only the 5th. Of course this Akari wouldn't know what I was referring to. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Sorry. I guess I'm still getting used to the whole rollback thing. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's very hard to wrap your head around. No kidding. If you hadn't explained it all to me, I'd probably be curled up in the fetal position somewhere right about now. Wait, when did I explain anything to you? She asked, tilting her head to one side. Oh, right. That was yesterday too. It's tomorrow, April 6th. You gave me the rundown at the abandoned park. I did, huh? Weird, she said, her face clearly indicating that she was still confused but had given up on trying to decipher my lunatic rantings. I could hardly blame her, really. Imagine being told about something you'd done on a day that hadn't even happened yet. After the past couple of days, I could relate to the feeling. Anyway, why do you want to meet up so bad? Did something happen? I asked. How does time work? I don't know, man. No, nothing happened. I couldn't sleep is all. Wait, really? That's it? No. No, seriously? How come? I don't know. Maybe because your brother died. She said, lowering her gaze. She brought a clenched fist up to her sternum. Just whenever I closed my eyes, I kept having these really dark, intrusive thoughts. Like of someone I really cared about going somewhere far away, or of them one day deciding they didn't like me anymore. stuff like that. I couldn't take it. These sounded like pretty vague, abstract anxieties, especially for Akali. I swear, is she referring to us? I say us as if we are all Kanai. Still, I didn't feel comfortable prying at what seemed to be a pretty uncomfortable subject for her. Judging from her vulnerable expression, I didn't know if this was all the same someone she was envisioning in each of these episodes. Yes, we are, oh my lord. Like maybe her brother, or some faceless entity, standing in for the world around her. Regardless, it was clear that Akito's death had really done a number on her mental state. And even if I didn't have all the details, she was clearly shaken up enough that she couldn't sleep and resort to calling me in the middle of the night so she'd have someone to keep her company. I felt I at least owed her that much as her longtime friend. Alright, then let's talk for a while, why don't we? I smiled, and Akari's expression immediately softened into one of relief. Thanks, Kanai-kun. Don't mention it. It's fun to get out of the house sometime, I said, and then pivoted immediately into casual small talk. So, what have you been up to today? Today? I didn't really do all that much, to be honest. My mom was on the phone pretty much non-stop making calls about my brother, though. What kind of calls? I think she was calling a bunch of different doctors from some university hospital, trying to get some information about my brother, I guess. Huh, that's interesting, I replied, not knowing what else to say. If Akito was already long dead by the time I found him, then there was no way they transferred him there for treatment, meaning they were probably doing his autopsy. I bit my lip, realizing that I may have unintentionally reminded her of even though more unpleasant thoughts. Then, as I was scrambling to think of something more uplifting we could talk about, an ice-cold gust of wind came whooshing by. Now officially freezing, I rubbed my upper arms in a futile attempt to make some heat via friction. Man, it's cold out here, I said. Can we go somewhere else? Back in Tokyo, there were 24-hour diners and fast food restaurants all over the damn place. But there was nothing of the sort here in Sotoshima. The only business establishments that would still be open at this hour were a handful of small bars and pubs, and unfortunately, we were both still minors. Well, it's not heated, but I know one place where I can escape from the cold, said Akari. Oh yeah? Where's that? I asked. She looked me in the eye and said, with a hint of sarcasm, Sotoshima High. Going to school, being the only people at the school is such a weird feeling. It was that like weird like aesthetic, like liminal spaces. That's pretty that makes me feel weird. It's like a weird kind of nostalgia. Ah, youth. Wait, wonder why is that explosion? What's with that explosion? Don't talk as if you had this kind of youth. I mean, not like I had this kind of youth either. Honestly, they should explode. You're right, Wonder. After successfully scaling the front gate, the two of us hopped down and made a beeline across the center of the vacant athletic field. Ahead of me, Akari was walking with a confident skip in her step, not even making the slightest effort to be sneaky about it. Hey, I whispered harshly. Are you sure we're not going to get in trouble for this? We'll be fine, she said, shrugging me off. Our one security guard goes home at 10 o'clock. There's literally no chance of anyone catching us. Trust me. Wait, for real? Do you not care about people breaking in, or... You know what? Never mind. But even if we don't get caught, it's still super illegal, right? Akari stopped in her tracks and turned around to look up at me. Don't think of it as illegal. Think of it as an adventure. Don't you want to go on an adventure with me, Kanai-kun? She whimpered. No, not the puppy dog eyes. Anything but that. Do they even work in real life? What's even puppy dog eyes IRL? Fine, you win, I said, giving up. At least we're not hurting anyone. Yay! Come on, let's go. Been to school at night, not a situation like this? Oh wow. I don't think I have. I mean, I've been to a university at night, but that was just to print something, and people were still there. What's your ex? You've seen Jay playing Street Fighter? That's my ick. No, but for real though, kind of like that. I like to think the best of people, or like to think of better of people. But I guess is your ick? No, mainly just like the fighting games, like like when someone's better than you or beating you or whatever, and you're losing to someone. Yumi. Okay, that sure, but no, it's more like when you're losing to someone and you blame them instead rather than yourself. I'm not saying blame them is not warranted, but I feel like having accountability is amazing. It's really hot. It's attractive. They're cheating, yeah, basically, like calling them like cheating or whatever. Maybe they actually are, but I just find it so much easier and much more like stress free to assume otherwise. Like instead of like they're cheating, like get angry, but no, I can just think of like, oh wow, they're good, and move on. Or like I mean, yeah, that's literally it. Or if they like teabag, I'm like, they're probably just a kid. Or like, yeah, they got that, they deserve that, or stuff like that. It's just so much more chill to live like that, or to like have that kind of mindset. That's just me though, because other people might thrive off of that, and I think that's fine. But for example, if I like for like a partner, I would wish that their mindset in like towards games wouldn't be so aggressive, because I would prefer someone definitely with a similar mindset to me, as in thinking the best out of people. Punish you for not paying attention? I would teabag. Dude, that's all taking accountability is hot. I mean, that's very broad. I not actually though. I just find it commendable if people let go of their pride when it counts or when needed. I find that very commendable, because I feel like especially like Asian parents, like the male figure, father figure, they can be very prideful sometimes. But granted, that just be my personal experiences. Controlled by their ego? Yeah, that's a good way to put it too. Man, you check in every time I stun low feet. It's a horror do. Oh my god, clock in. Yeah, he did stun off nature. It was a good question though. My dad is so prideful. When it comes to my mom, at least. Not to me. You know, Asian parents bickering. They gotta be right, can't be wrong, so they, they just argue their side of things and make excuses. I just hope I don't turn out like that with my future partner. If I get one. Or I could just be alone. That's fine too. I feel like my dad's less like that, but then I forgot my dad's a little. Oh, I see. Yeah, my parents are old. Like, they're both at retirement age. Or my dad's past that. My mom's about to be. What else? But yeah, that's mainly it. Like, for example, like Ichiro about you with talking about like how your classmates, like, do they not read, or they or whatever. For me, I instead think about, maybe they had like a specific kind of upbringing, like a certain upbringing that led them to be the way that they are now, and that's unfortunate. Or like there's a reason behind why you don't care about this class, and that's whatever that is. I'm an ick. Well, I mean, I don't actually know what an ick is, but like when people like think like that, I'm like, oh, that's I was like, no, I prefer thinking this way instead. I don't know what, actually, I don't know what ick is, actually. Always helps you solve conflicts? Yeah, good communication is really important. My dad's retired. My mom's about to retire. Personified. I don't even know what that means. What do you... How's that different from pet peeve? Something someone does as an instant turn on. Oh, romantically? Specifically romantically? I thought it was just a... Okay. I wouldn't go ugh, because again, what I said about my mindset, like, even though Jay has that mindset and you have that mindset, I'm not gonna be like, okay, you are a bad person. I'm not gonna be like that. Because everyone thinks differently. Because I'm also gonna be like, hey, you probably had some kind of past or whatever, and now you have this kind of mindset. You're competitive. Sure, that's cool. We're using the past but have a new connotation for I see. Like goon? Oh no, don't say it. You have no idea. I just said goon squad, all playing League with Eggy and Shiki, and they had to tell me to stop saying that and explain to me what it meant. And I was saying it I was saying goon squad because I was playing Yorick and sending my goons at people because those are my goons, those are my lackeys. Awareness, that's a good trait. Thanks, Lisa. I'm kidding. I try my best to be, but I don't know. Sometimes I want to be, but sometimes it doesn't work out. Like how I'm like scared of making friends and everything, and how I shouldn't talk about that because I've talked about that so much already in the past, and it's gonna just I don't get stumped even further. How much do I need to defend why I judge my classmates? I mean, I don't have to. I just think differently. And you think the way you think is valid. Sure, go for it. You're an adult. I'm not gonna change the way you think. But in terms of ick, like romantically, like for me, like that, I guess that would be a turnoff, right? Because I would want them to think positively at most things and be understanding about why they are how they are. Or how they could be how they are. The fear of being hurt. It's not really, is it? Yeah. I just wish I can be more understanding of, be willing to understand people who, the idea of drifting away from people, I guess, or relationships drifting apart. Not be worried about how people perceive me. Maybe, I don't know. Is it confusion that makes me mad? Honestly? Or if you become more guarded from emotional, they're a very nice person. I wouldn't call what I experienced emotional trauma. I think that's too serious of a word for me. Or maybe it is, since I'm like so against calling people friends. I don't know. I thought it's basically emotional. I like it. If you like it, you're weird. I'm kidding. Also like anger. Wait. Okay, that's kind of scary though. The confusion. For a reason why I'm against the remote conclusion now, I see. Alright, y'all can keep yapping, you can keep talking each other. I'm just gonna read and I'll just respond to like every other paragraph or something. But where were we? right at the start of this. I swear we're only reading like 50 pages today. It's cooked. Or 30. Oh, we still have like 40 minutes. I'm probably gonna end in 40 minutes. As we're like super close to the next chapter. Akari's face beamed with delight as she spun on her heels and headed for the school building. It was no use. I'd have to go along with this. Having crossed the field, we began circling the perimeter of the main building. When we made it about halfway around, Akari came to an abrupt stop in front of a frosted sliding glass window. How she was planning to get in, I didn't dare imagine, but she quickly grabbed the window by the edges and started rattling it around its frame. Oh, having someone else's power is weird. Oops. I mean, for me, it might be a reason or another reason to look forward to the future. Perhaps. But you have other priorities, then sure. Or if that being a priority is something that doesn't sit well with you, sure. But for me, experiencing a future and life with someone sounds really exciting. What the heck, Fade? And, not gonna lie, currently, I've been very sad. Because I'm working like 50 to 60, I've been working like 50 to 60 hours the past 6 months. And I'm so burnt out. I'm getting burnt out now. I just wake up like, man, what's the point? Because honestly, I don't really have much to look forward to in life. Not in a bad way, just not in a good way either. Because I know like I can still be happy. Like, I can read manga updates. I'm chilling. I don't hate anything about life. And it's fun to play games. Looking forward to games here and there. But nothing like super serious. Nothing that more work from fix. Yeah, that might be me right now. I'm trying to be a workaholic. Yeah, that's cool, true. Is it minimum wage? One is is very close to minimum wage. The other one not so much. The teaching one isn't. Any goals you may want to do? Something you want to try? Oh, I was actually leading this to what Ishira's saying, but like, for me, having like, or I'm not me, but like how people really want to be in a relationship or really want friends is that having those relationships, friendships or whatever is another thing you look forward to and give meaning to your life, right? Something you look forward to in the future. Is to experience like, fun with them. If you don't have a priority that you can just focus on just yourself. But also that maybe you might think we'll do streaming, because thinking of what to stream and how to stream. To stream more? I wish, but I have so much work. I mean, I won't have less work starting next week. I mean, the stream times will still be the same though, like 3 days a week. But who knows? But I'm gonna. Yeah, playing games with my help. Stream between work, there's no shot. But no, I don't actually have any goals. I'm burnt out with work, but it's just because I just want to play games. But I just haven't been able to. I just want to rest. But I can't find rest right now. Get to IRL streaming? No. Stream work? There's no way. Very good distraction. Good actually real problems. I mean, if you work so much, turn to workaholic, and when you finally have rest, it feels wrong. Like you feel like you need to do something productive. Mix with that game target, that's nice. Because on stream, I read manga. I read a lot of manga. Like, I probably have like 50. No, maybe not 50. Maybe like 20. Like manhwa, I try to keep up to date with. But yeah, that's something I look forward to. I look forward to gacha games. I love gacha game events. And more like books like this. I just save it for a stream. Because when I would read books, now I would just read manhwa instead or play gacha games. But I do have books I can just line up if I don't have like a new book that comes out. That's me with games? Oh no, I guess that's the other way around. For some games I want to save on stream, but nah. Hopefully, who you say Stunlock you the most and the longest? Get out of here, Ichiro. I actually don't know. You got me pretty good today, Ichiro. I'll take that credit, whatever. Fade's also pretty bad at it too. I'm not bad at it, but like pretty good at Slumlocking. Makes me rant about the most wackiest things. Jay was the worst Sunlock, was the most frustrating and the most... There was hatred in the way Jay stunlocked me that one time. With freaking spoons. Dude gaslit me. Wait, Fry. Oh wait, it was. Oh wait, no, right. Sorry, Ichiro. Fry wins. I'm sorry, Fry wins. You're right. Fry does win. Fry says the dumbest things. Like, not just my stream. I guess Sunlock's such an eggy stream because Fry just says some of the things I disagree with the most, and I don't know why I feel so compelled to argue with him, and I lose because Fry's responses to me is like, I don't care, or like, you're right, but I'm also right, or I'm more right. I don't know. I can't win. He's unmovable. No. That one time Jay gaslit me saying, eating chips and popcorn with like spoons and chopsticks is insane. And I was giving so many reasons why it's not insane, but like it makes sense, right? And I felt so gaslit. Fake out here. Fries unhinged, yes. But anyways, I think I'm fine. It helps that I have a 4-day weekend this week and a 4-day weekend next week. Granted, the reason why I have a 4-day weekend is so I took a day off to help to do more work for grading. But I actually enjoyed the grading homework though. I enjoyed the teaching job. It's really... Oh, of course. Yeah. I eat Pringles with chopsticks too. Still an auntie, however. I'm afraid the senior grade in my work. It was me, but really. I mean, I feel bad when the students are like asking for help throughout the class, and they seem very engaged. But their submission just ends up being okay, ends up being not to par. I laugh was because I thought what Eggy would say. Hot dog water. I'm not gonna say that though, even though I said it. But that ends up being not so good. Subpar, yeah, subpar. And I feel bad. It was an exam, bro, Troy. Oh. But that's a con. Next, no. They're just gonna report me to the admins, and I'm just gonna get fired. $40.50. It's definitely really hard to not be biased towards students that are that you like or are more engaged, so you like them more and you want them to succeed, versus students who are not as engaged. Like saying this freaking doofus does not participate in class but gets everything right, and you try to find every little thing to fail them, but they're too good. And like, oh, I'll get them next time. Or hit them with the, I think you use AI, you failed. No, I'm kidding. But avoiding that bias is it's something you need to remind yourself constantly. What the heck, Ichiro? She barely shows up to class? Man, you're messed up. I mean, in university, like, at least a lot of the classes here, especially the bigger classes, attendance is like optional. You're not graded for attendance. You're so sick, Fade. And y'all are not gaslighting, stunlocking me so much. I'm so right. You're so sick. Oh yeah, do you beat Millennial, Fade? I hope it went well. 4%, I think. Oh my god, that's a lot. Oh nice, they end up beating the game. And a Paradox. What the heck is the Paradox Dragon? I only know 2 dragons. I guess there's more than 2 dragons. But the end game, I only know like the black dragon and the weird dragon that stops time. Oh yeah, that dragon. Paradox Dragon? I don't remember its name, to be honest. But I see, I know what dragon I want. Yeah, that dragon's cool. Very cool fight. Oh nice, you beat the game. Okay, every single time if you just show up to class every time you pass. Well, I mean, if it's 50%, if 50% is passing, that's true. If 50% is the passing score, wait, that's insane. It's 60% here. Maybe my nightmares now. I mean, it was so easy for us. Honestly, yes, Mofu did cheese it. What the? In high school it was 75? 75? That's crazy. It's always been 60 for us, I think. Hey, don't have to go to sleep. Alright, let's focus on this. We're so boned for reading. I'm at icons alone on Twitch, that's crazy. I mean, your mod icon and badges, they keep disappearing. I don't know why. If that's what you're referring to by icons. Yeah, they like disappear like every 5th message. Just empty for me. Like when you said really, you had the mod icon, and when you said it's just empty for me, now it's gone again. Games? No. Oh my god. Yeah, for me, like half of those, or like 30% of those are. What? Why are you shooting me? Has to be trolling. Actually, it's been the same with you. Wait, no, never mind. I think your sub just expired. Actually, Wonder. That's it. And Wonder, why are you gray or black? Wait, okay, that's crazy. Why are you gray? I have misspoke. Oh, hey, Fade, I know full well why you are that color. Why you are the color you are, Fade. I think they changed it manually, right? Races are... Things are breaking. Wait, no, wait, y'all didn't do it? Wait, I thought y'all changed your colors manually. One was gray for me. You were gray too! And now you're not gray. Oh god, everything's... Oh, and Ichiro's gray now. That's crazy. Y'all are losing all your color. That's wild. Well, I guess it's over for y'all. Good luck. It was nice knowing everyone. I was saying I'm still full of color. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. Wait, I'm gray on stream though, hold up. There's no way. What happened? Oh, everyone's name colors are turning gray for some reason. I guess Twitch is breaking. I'm so fixed, we're so back, whatever. Yeah, except Fade. Fade was gray for a while. Bomb the chat. I can't do that, I don't have the thing up. Going to the gutter. I'll see y'all on YouTube Live, or whatever it's called. Clear from OBS? I don't know if that'll fix anything, but sure. Hope it didn't work. Oh yeah, I would get covered. Wait, is the copyright for live streams much more strict on YouTube? I mean, that would make sense, but ooh. Oh, actually, one of my parents woke up, so I'll read in a bit, or after they head back to bed. No wonder you're still gray on stream, so. I'll just take down Shannon, you have to put it. Oh, I see. What time is it there? It's 2:30 a.m.? Yeah, 2:30 a.m. I just need my color. Color doesn't matter. We should be accepting. No matter the color, we are all still human. And I'm more human than all of you, so get the heck out of my stream. Do your parents know what you do? My mom does. My dad, no. I guess I never really told my dad. I think my dad... No, I think my dad knows. I think my mom told my dad. My mom knows though. I'm orange? Yeah. Honestly, my mom was like, hey, you should do more reading streams. Cause it's more cause my, Asian parents, they were against playing games. Like, they're unhealthy and bad for you. So my mom's like, you should do more reading streams. Cause at least that's meaningful. I'm like, who? I should, no. Oh, you're something, we should just do more friends. What the? Books deal with education. I mean, it's true, but cares for us? She doesn't care for y'all. I don't think she has the time to actually watch the streams anymore, though. She did back then, because I think she was just really curious about what I did. She mainly knows Mofu, and she knows Kuro, because Kuro was like my first collab. And that was when they were very interested. And they know Mofu because they got the notification that I was live streaming when I had COVID. And mom was like, ain't no way you're streaming when you're sleeping in bed with COVID. What'd she say? Oh, she was just asking who they are because they're on my account streaming. Yeah, because back to... Wait, actually that makes a lot more sense, Fade. Wait, maybe that's why. My mom's not awake at 3 and that makes sense. You're right. Filipino hacker. Alright. Y'all need to shut your traps. I'm interested in what's happening in this book. And y'all are keeping me from it. In Cantonese, it's just Philippine. Or is it Philippine? Oh, I think it's I say Philippine. Filipinian. Yeah, Philippine. I'm sure there's more official way you say it, right? Femboy wouldn't say that? Oh my god. It's the tones, okay? It's the Cantonese tones. I mean, I say Philippine, but I think it might be Philippine? I don't know. I could be wrong. No, I'm not saying it again. But I mean, especially Hong Kong, there's a lot of code switching. With, what was it? What was it? I don't know. I mean, I would just say it in like I would say it in English with like Cantonese accent, as in like adding tones to it, and making like a more make a syllable times. San Francisco. Not San Francisco, but like San Francisco. Like make it the same beat. And if you say it like that, then they understand. Francisco-san. You stop that. But no, the way I talk to my parents in Cantonese is so scuffed. It's 50% English, 50% Cantonese. Sample? No. Or your parents? No. Cause cause y'all think I'm mad. I'll be yelling at you guys. I cannot read Cantonese. Mandarin kind of, but not Cantonese. Sanwansi, si, I don't know. Sanwansi. No, I don't know. Do you do the dishes? No. I mean that would just be Cantonese because I actually know what everything is. I assume Wonder is saying that's what San Francisco is in Cantonese. But like, I guess with some with English and Chinese Cantonese, I was like we say microwave a lot in English. Some fancy, maybe. I don't know the tone. What was that? Lay you microwave? You have to microwave. Microwave. You say in that tone. Yeah, sick fan. Eating. Website. The tone's kind of weird. Damn, everyone's gray. Itra, you know what? I can do that once you're banned and out of my sight. Mods, pack Itra into a suitcase and ship them. Loaf didn't do the dishes? What the? We have yapped for so long, holy moly. Wait, what did Itra even say? Oh, that's what they said. Oh, thanks, Fade. Twitch chat is big broken. Why is Fade fine? I'm better. I need to hear your kitties here, man. No, like I sound genuinely like when I'm mad in English. I haven't been angry in English in so long. But like I actually like sound mad when I speak Cantonese. But that's because my parents sound mad when they speak Chinese, so I just kind of mirror them. No, I can't. I'm not letting y'all hear. It's so hard to force out that I can't act. And it will wake up my parents. I can't do that. When you get mad at Jay all the time, well, yeah, but this is still like joking mad. Nah, it's real hatred. Casual? No. Sometimes you're infuriated. Well, I'm frustrated, but like I don't like sound like I don't yell. in like an actual angry manner. Candies? No. Sorry, what? And the mic will just peak. Why do y'all want to hear me angry? Wait, it's late for you? Yes, it's late. I can't yell. Oh wait, that makes sense. I don't yell. I mean, I don't yell anyways. Fun lovely, what the heck? Try new food for experience? Okay, no, not me. Food, disgusting. Anyways, I'm gonna read. Y'all, shut your traps. We have enough of a break. Akadi's face beamed with delight as she spun on her heels and headed for the school building. It was no use. I'd have to go along with this. Having crossed the field, we began circling the perimeter of the main building. I'll show my true. Oh shoot. Yeah, you know what? After I finish reading, I guess I'll pull on Reverse 1999. I forgot Argus came out today. Yeah, I guess I'll pull for Argus real quick after stream. Or after reading. Akane came to an abrupt stop in front of a frosted sliding glass window. No, it's not gonna be a long stream. Like, I'm gonna get Argus in like 10 minutes. Honestly, Reverse 1999 is one of like the most free-to-play games I've played. It's so free-to-play friendly. Tomorrow morning? No. What exactly are you trying to... Wait. I didn't dare imagine, but she quickly grabbed... Wait, we already read that. What exactly are you trying to do, I asked. Hey, don't give me that look, she pouted. What do you think about it? It's kind of their own fault for never fixing the lock. Wow, so I can open it from this side just like that? Yeah. Didn't you already know that? Know this? I was officially confused. How could I possibly know that I never went to school here? What page you going to, by the way? I don't know. I'm trying to NF 30. Or not 33. 3 o'clock. So I guess maybe at 1:30 maybe? At 130 or 135? Because the next chapter is 160 and we're not getting to 160. We could have, if it weren't for you meddling kids. I was officially confused. How could I Oh wait, Akane exclaimed, slapping her forehead as if struck by an epiphany. Sorry, I'm stupid. Of course you wouldn't know about that yet. Duh. Oh, so we've been with Akane here before. Dang, that's crazy, Wander. For a moment, a huge question mark popped up over my head. But then, I quickly figured it out. Judging from her tone, there had been some moment over the past few days in which she told me about the broken window lock, but it was one that I hadn't personally experienced yet. In which case, it made sense why she thought she'd already told me, but I had no idea what she was talking about. Upon realizing her blunder, Akane proceeded to explain. Why are something finding? Okay, whatever. Privileged orange, Twitch viewer rolls my eyes. Yeah, so basically, all these windows have sash locks, but this one's kind of janky, so the handle won't turn all the way. And the latch doesn't engage. So if you kind of wiggle it around like this and apply a little bit of horizontal pressure, she said, then proceeded to demonstrate. Sure enough, the window popped right open, and she looked back at me with a smug grin. And presto, see? Piece of cake. Well, color me impressed. You sure do know all the ins and outs of this place. Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. Been going here for 2 whole years now. Akane hoisted herself up onto the windowsill and jumped inside. This still felt a little too close to breaking and entering for my liking, but I followed after her anyway. Once inside, I realized that we were in the girls' bathroom. It was completely empty, but I still felt like a bit of a trespasser in there, so I quickly shuffled out into the main hallway. Whoa, now this is pretty cool, I marveled quietly to myself. Though even that was enough to echo loudly through the empty corridor. The soft moonlight pouring in through the windows did offer some illumination, but it was still very dark inside the school. I looked down toward the other end of the hallway, where the only thing I could see was the eerie spectral glow of the fire alarm's big red bulb. As someone who had no problem wandering through the abandoned part of town, even I had to admit this was pretty spooky. I'm gonna yell on your screen? That's crazy. I bet each and the others just died and can't talk anymore because of Twitch. On the other hand, it was also kind of exhilarating. This was the first time I'd ever snuck into a school at night. I hesitantly started to make my way down the hall, but then a stressful thought hit me. Ah, crap. I didn't take my shoes off. Don't worry about it, said Akari, coming out of the girls' bathroom just as I was kneeling down to unlace my sneakers. They let us wear our street shoes here. It's no biggie. Oh, for real? I had no idea. Never even set foot in Soshima High before. Then allow me to give you the grand tour. Akari strolled off down the hall, and I followed after her. There wasn't a hint of trepidation in her step. On the contrary, she seemed almost comfortable here. Sheesh, Akari, slow down, I said, strolling up alongside her. I mean, aren't you scared at all? No, please, this is a cakewalk compared to yesterday, plus, I've got you here with me, don't I? What do I have to be afraid of? Fade, you better not get ahead of yourself. You start gloating a bit more and I'm about to ban you so you can be with the other gray people. But well, if you say so. I didn't really know what to say to that. I wish she would stop saying things that could be misinterpreted as flirting, though, because I never knew how to react. What was this about yesterday anyway? Had we really gone out and done something even spookier than breaking into the school at night? I couldn't even fathom what that entailed. Green out, what the? Why are you scared, Kanai-kun? Who, me? Psh, as if. I'm just shaking my boots a little bit, that's all. So you're terrified. Got it. She snarked, and slowed to a stop before a pair of mysterious double doors. Oh hey, here's a library, you wanna check it out? Shaking my boots. I mean, can we even get inside? Let's find out, she said. Then grabbed both handles and pulled hard, but they didn't budge. Well, shoot, it's locked. Yeah, not surprised, I said with a wry smirk as Akari scratched her cheek and laughed sheepishly. We proceeded past the library and soon arrived at the main stairwell. You used to spend a bunch of time in the library, didn't you, Kanai-kun? Do you still read a lot of books? She asked as we were walking up the stairs. Not so much lately. Studying kinda eats up all my free time. Dang, is that brutal over there, huh? I'm struggling just to keep up, yeah. If I'm not careful, I might get held back this year. School library at night when it's locked? Honestly, I think sneaking into anywhere at night is just too scary for me. I'm just a scaredy cat. I mean, if we can turn on the lights, maybe. No, but still, I would be like so skittish at every weird sound. Like, if I hear a loud thump, I'm running away. Seriously? That's really surprising to me. You always had such good grades in junior high. You're back to normal, Wonder. Yeah, you gave me a thing lurking in the dark, excuse me. Yeah, by Soshima standards, maybe. I sighed as we reached the second floor landing. I continued ranting as I followed Akari into the main hall. I mean, don't get me wrong, I thought I was a pretty bright kid back then too. But once I got to Tokyo, it was like all bets were off. So much competition there, you know? You really gotta go above and beyond to stand out. It's stifling. Honestly. It wasn't until after I finished talking that I realized I was basically venting at this point. I felt bad. Akari wasn't my therapist and it couldn't be much fun for her to hear me complaining like this. Yo, is everyone alive? Sorry, didn't mean to be a downer or anything, I apologize. No, it's fine. Everyone's got their own problems they're dealing with. Is that not just us? Oh wow. Twitch is doo-doo. Is it affecting the a watching experience? Because if it is, I can just end it here too. And just pull on reverse 1999 and just call it. Or is it just the chat? It's not? Okay. Then I'll just read a bit more. Alright, I'll just read for like 10 more minutes. And then we're gonna pull, and then I'm probably gonna... I am getting tired. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do after stream. Yeah, I don't need to know. Tomorrow I'll probably stream like around the same time, 3 a.m. Actually, no, not around the same time. I'll stream at like 3 a.m. Probably like, I don't know, something. Parents with their own problems they're dealing with. Glad to know I'm not the only one. Oh hey, here we are, she said, coming up to a stop in front of a classroom with a big second-year nameplate above the door. Yep, that's where I was sitting up until a month ago. Pretty crazy stuff. She proudly pushed her pointer finger against the window, while I pressed my forehead up to the glass and tried to get a better look. For how big of a classroom it was, there weren't that many desks inside, maybe 30 at most. "Want to go inside?" she asked, mischievously. If they locked the library, then I'm sure they locked up the classroom too. You're not wrong, but what do you know? They left the window above the door hang wide open for me. This school really needs to tighten up its security. As I shook my head in disbelief, I heard a spry whoop and looked over to find out that Akari had already stepped up onto the neighboring windowsill, where she was now trying to hoist herself up and through the small open window above the door. Right when she was almost halfway through, she gave a sudden scowl of pain. "Hey, are you alright?" I asked as she lowered herself back down into the hallway. "Yeah, sorry." She winced as she rubbed one side of her lower back and waist. So, mischievous? Yeah, mischievous? Yeah, I'm just so used to saying mischievously. Unless it's mischievously. Oh shoot, I say mischievous. Is it mischievous? I say mischievous. I swear it's mischievous. In the anime, but I might be... But I'm not 100%. I swear to God, wonder. Yeah, sorry, she winced as she rubbed one side of her lower back and waist. Thought it'd be healed up by now, but it still kinda hurts from time to time. Healed up? Did you get injured recently or something? Oh, yeah, sort of. Wait, I swear I read this. But I'm like 99% good now, so don't worry about it. It's really not a big deal. You sure? Akari nodded, a bit with a rather melancholy expression. Whatever had happened, it was obvious that she didn't want to talk about it, so I let it go and changed the subject. Okay then, why don't I go in first and unlock the door for you from the inside? I offered. That'd be great, thanks. I climbed up on the neighboring windowsill, just like Akari had, and wriggled my way up and into the classroom through the higher window over the door. Inside, it felt even more spacious than it had looked from the hallway. The smell of wood and fresh wax flowed into my lungs as I scanned the neat rows of empty desks. The pale blue moonlight leaking in through the window panes bathed the tabletops in a faint, luminous glow. I unlocked the door to let Akari in, and she stepped past me into the classroom. After giving it a good, long once-over, she headed over to a desk by the window and sat down. Yep, this was my spot. Have a seat, Kanai-kun, she said, indicating the desk in front of her as she ran her other hand over the smooth window surface. I felt a little awkward treating myself to a random stranger's seat, but I reluctantly obliged. Gosh, this sure brings back memories, I think. Huh? Yeah, no kidding, I agreed. It's like we're back in junior high. I'd rather go back to elementary school, personally. Really? I mean, I guess I can understand that. Now that she mentioned it, I couldn't summon up many fond memories from my junior high school years or whatever. Wait, I'm just gonna peek ahead to see what's a good place to stop. Okay, it doesn't look like anytime soon. Holy moly. And check the time. Alright. Now that she mentioned it, I couldn't summon up many fond memories from my junior high years whatsoever. I was always being treated like an outcast by my other classmates. And getting picked on. And then backstabbed by the few kids who pretended they were on my side. It was awful, but even so, I still cherish all of the time I got to spend with Akari back then. Okay, dude. Now that I've ever stuck with, or kept in contact with many friends from high school, really only one or two, but even then, not so much. If you could go back to elementary school, what would you do differently? Akari asked, propping one elbow up on her desk. Good question, I answered. Probably study real hard from day one and try to get into Tokyo U. What? That's it? Boring. Dang, rest in peace, dude. Yeah, well, what about you, huh? Me? She pondered, folding her arms as she mulled it over. I didn't intend for it to be such an introspective question, but I waited patiently for her answer, until finally, she had a sudden flash of inspiration. I want to go on more field trips. It was such an anticlimactic answer after all that build-up, I couldn't help laughing. You do realize those aren't exclusive to elementary school, right? Well, yeah, but we were supposed to go on a whole lot more back then, remember? They'd always get cancelled due to rain or something. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. It was like the weather had a vendetta against our class or something. Always wait until the morning of to turn nasty on us. What's that called again? Murphy's Law? Akari muttered. Pretty sure. Yeah, I nodded. Hey, Kanai-kun, do you remember that one field trip we went on in 5th grade? 5th grade? You're not talking about the one where you fell face first into that giant mud puddle, are you? That's the one. Now that brought me back. I lapsed into reminiscing about that fateful day. As I remembered it, the entire class had gone out on an excursion to hike up a small mountain over on the mainland. It was our first field trip in a long time, so we were all having a blast. Akari included, that is, until she slipped and fell deep into the mud. I would never forget the total 180 her expression made in that instant, from giddy elation to abject horror. But then you went and fell in right after me, Kanai-kun, remember? How'd that happen? Akari asked. I realized I totally forgotten about that part. After Akari slipped and fell, I practically dove into the mud puddle right up alongside her. Oh, yeah. I think I just tripped on a rock or something. You think? Akari pressed, her eyes skeptical. Okay, dude, what a giga chad. I already read the first sentence in the next paragraph. Wonder, I commend you for being able to be happy for other people's happiness. Me? No. If I want other people to suffer, I want to be the only one happy. Just kidding, though. In actuality, I'd tripped and fallen over on purpose. Not wanting to stand there and watch while everyone else in class pointed and laughed at Akari's mud-covered distress. I decided to join her down there and hopefully take some of the negative attention off of her in the process. No way a 5th grader thinks like this. No way a 5th grader would have enough mental capacity to devise something like that. When I was in 5th grade, I was just putting my nose up my nostrils and picking boogers. I don't know. That plan ultimately backfired, though, since all it did was make everyone laugh even harder at the both of us. Still, after all these years, I didn't quite feel comfortable revealing the actual reason to her, so I tried to paper over it with a lame excuse instead. Well, I mean, it was a long time ago. Hard to remember exactly, I said. Oh, really? Okay. Hey, that reminds me. Speaking of field trips, Akari and I carried on waxing nostalgic like this for a good long time. Here I was, staying alone in an empty classroom at night with the very girl I once had intense, though unrequited feelings for. One might assume that I would feel pretty nervous and antsy in this situation, but right now, I was simply having too much fun talking with her to care. Wonder, no please. I hope the Twitch bug or whatever gets you. It wasn't until the little wall clock over the blackboard struck 3 a.m. that a big yawn escaped from my mouth. It already got to me, eh? Getting sleepy, she asked? Nah, not really. I lied, determined to stay here and talk with her for just a little longer. Honestly, I'm feeling very tired. Should I poll? I think I'll poll tomorrow instead before stream. The truth was that I felt extremely tired, and our conversation was kind of dying down. I'm not gonna poll tonight. I'm green? Ooh, unfortunate. So I tracked my brain for other potential hot topics to bring up before she had a chance to suggest that maybe we should call it a night. Oh yeah, there's something I wanted to ask you about. Oh really? What's that? It's about the night that Akito died. Do you have any idea what I was doing, or where I was that night after I said goodbye to you down at the seawall? As soon as the question had left my lips, Akai's eyes shot open as though I just caught her in a compromising position. She seemed to be in genuine shock. Her mouth hung open to the slightest crack, but no words came out. All I could hear was a long, shallow breath. Concerned, I called her name again, and this time she snapped out of it. Then her expression warped into a smile that was blatantly insincere. Sorry. You're talking about April 1st, right? Yeah. My grandma told me I spent the night at a friend's house that evening, but I couldn't think of a single friend who would post me up like that. Wonder if maybe you knew anything about that. Really? Hey, how about that day that your brother died? Giggity. I'm kidding. But that's basically what's happening. Yeah, my grandma told me I spent the night. Oh wait. No, sorry. I only saw you that one time at the seawall that day, so I wouldn't know what you did after that. Gotcha. Well, thanks anyways. Well, that was fruitless. If Akari didn't know, I hadn't the first clue who else I could ask. Never say Katie. I did watch a fair bit of Family Guy as a kid, okay? And I don't know why I found that funny. Giggity. I apologize. Neither Eddie nor my grandmother seemed to know either. I was trying to brainstorm other avenues I could investigate when I heard Akari let out a tiny gasp beside me. I turned to look at her and saw that she was covering her mouth with one hand, meaning that I couldn't quite make out her expression. What's wrong? I asked, and she turned, slowly and fearfully, to face me. Her brow was furrowed as if she'd realized some grave mistake. After a few moments of silence, she lowered her hand and flashed a weak smile in an attempt to reassure me. Well, this is awfully suspicious. It's nothing. Sorry, she said. I had a sinking feeling because I couldn't remember if I'd locked the door on my way out or not. Cap. This is not a good place to stop. This would probably be the best place to... You know what? I'll read 5 more pages. So true, water. Wait, I'm gonna get water real quick, and I guess I'll just read 5 more pages because I'm not doing the pose. BRB. Hello. I didn't dehydrate. How's that even work? Alright. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that happens to me all the time. I commiserated? It's gotta be commiserated, right? Even if I still thought that was a bit of an overreaction, I reiterated. So you're sure everything's alright? Yeah, I thought about it some more, and now I'm like 99% sure that I did lock the door, actually. So we're cool. She shot me a carefree grin, which finally convinced me that it really hadn't been anything more than that, even if I still found her initial reaction a bit cold. I was probably overthinking it, though. Akari stood up from her chair and stretched her arms out. Alright, it's getting pretty late. Or early, I guess. You ready to head home? Probably a good idea. Though I still didn't want to have to say goodbye, I knew we couldn't stay here forever. I rose from my own chair as well. I let Akari leave the room first so that I could lock the door from the inside. It's getting pretty early. No, it's getting pretty late. Not early, okay? Monka W. Then I exited through the tall window the same way I'd come in. Well, guess that's the end of the grand tout, huh? I joked as we made our way down the hall. Yeah, not too much else to see, Akane nodded. Plus, all the other classrooms are going to be locked. Oh, but actually, there is one more place I'd like to show you before we go. Come here for a sec. Tour? Did I... Oh wait, that makes it so much more sense. I don't know why I saw it as tout. That makes a lot of sense. Anyways, grand tour, you stay up too early. I did wake up pretty early today. Because, I did go back to sleep though, but I had a meeting today, so I did wake up early. That's why I was asleep. I slept early last night and couldn't be on Fate stream. I followed Akari as she led the way up the stairs, past the 3rd floor, all the way up to the roof access landing. The only things I could say up there were some stacks of student desks that weren't currently in use, and the door leading out onto the roof, which was secure with an ordinary padlock, meaning we couldn't get outside. This is where you wanted to show me? I asked. Heck no. Give me a little more credit, would you? It's on the other side of this door. Akari pulled 2 small lengths of wire from the inside of a nearby desk. They looked like hairpins which had been yanked on until they were relatively straightened out. Before I could even register the implications of what she was about to do, she'd already jammed the wires into the padlock and begun rattling them around inside. In a matter of seconds, the lock was picked. Oh, my voice is getting raspy. I talk too much. Back to Wonder? There we go, she explained. Well, pretty sweet, huh? Like hell it is. Where the heck did they learn to do that? I used to come here a lot whenever I need some alone time, and, well, I always saw the padlock here, and eventually I started to wonder how hard these things really are to break, you know? So I started practicing on it out of sheer boredom, basically, but then I ended up figuring it out in no time flat. You got way too much time on your hands, kiddo. What can I say? I'm a simple woman. I see a door, I want to open it. Akari did just that. She's so cool. That's illegal. A bone-chilling gust of wind immediately blew inside from the newly opened door. I stepped through the doorway before taking a necessary moment to catch my breath. A gleaming full moon hung in the cloudless night sky. Beneath that were the sporadic dots of light from the fishing boats out on the ocean and far off on the horizon. The distant lights of the mainland. The view was stunningly gorgeous. I felt like we were standing at the center of a panoramic impressionist painting. There's no way you do that with a friend, right? Like, there's no way I go up to my homie and say, hey, this got this amazing view we could go to. I guess, like, you know, camping, hiking for like a good view, I guess that's a bit different, but still. You wanna do this with a friend? Heck no. I would rather stay home and play, I'm not gonna say League, play video games with them. I'm sure it's just different in hobbies though. Damn, now that's pretty, I said in awe. Yeah, well, it was my first time being here at night, but even I didn't expect it to look this cool. Akari agreed. Then, still gazing up at the night sky, she began slowly tottering over toward the edge of the roof. The protective fence around the perimeter only came up to about waist height, so it didn't completely allay my uneasiness. The high school stood at such an elevated point on the island that there was nothing around it to block the strong wind. Yet, Akari didn't seem to care. She grabbed the railing with her hands and leaned her upper body out over the edge. I've seen this roof several times. What does that mean? You and me and her. Wait, why does that sound so familiar? You and me and her. Why does that sound so familiar? And until then? Oh yeah, it is very common in like Japanese or anime, those kinds of schools. Until then? Oh wait, was it until then? I think it was. And that's not Japan. Not in America though. Like you and me and oh wait, that's the game Faye played, right? Oh, it is, okay. Ooh, where were we? Hey, be careful over there, I warned. Oh, I'll be fine. Hey, come on over here, Kanai-kun. She implored me. It appears if Intelligent took something from some anime stuff. Or, true. Or it could actually just be a Philippine thing too, like having access to the rooftops like in Japan. I don't know. But I was already well on my way. I took my place next to her along the railing. My eyes soaked in the nightscape sprawled out before us. Beautiful as it was, I faltered whenever I looked down from this height. It was so dark out, I couldn't even see the ground below us. All I saw was a deep, black abyss. I shivered. What? Are you afraid of heights? Akari inquired. No, I scoffed. I'm a tiny bit cold, that's all. Oh, really? She said, eyeing me suspiciously. A moment later, she made a mischievous grin, as though she'd devised a fun new way to troll me. Without another word, she leaned in close and pressed her shoulder right up against mine. For a split second, I was extremely flustered by this. Then I decided to roll with it and act like it didn't faze me at all. I was determined not to let her win. The fragrance of her shampoo drifted in the air between us, tickling my nose. Happy for you. You know, this is my favorite spot in all of Tsushima, she whispered in my ear. It's pretty during the day too. You can see the ocean and the whole island, and even all the way over to the mainland. Stay happy! Wow, yeah, that sounds really nice. Doesn't it though? Hey, look, there's a Big Dipper, she said, pointing up toward the sky and tracing the contours with her fingertips. Dang, the constellations are so easy to see from out here. Can you not see many stars over in Tokyo? You might be surprised actually. The light pollution doesn't affect it as much as people tend to think. Really? Yeah. And the nightscape's really beautiful too, of course. In a way, it's kind of like the starry skies and city lights all come together to create one big, seamless gradient. Huh. It sounds really cool when you put it like that, she said, then lowered her gaze back down to stare across the ocean. She reached out a hand toward the distant mainland and whispered to herself, I'd love to live there someday. Then do it. I'm not sure I could make it in the big city like you. Sure you could. You just gotta put yourself out there, I said. Heck, even if it didn't work out, you could always come and live with me and all. Man, this is so cringe. In a good way though. I hate it here. And I picked these books, so it's my fault. Akari looked over at me, her eyes wide. I couldn't blame her. Even I couldn't believe the words that had just come out of my mouth. I might as well have proposed to her. It took a solid few seconds for the full implications to truly set in, but my entire face flushed red in the instant that they did. I tried to backpedal a little bit. Honestly, wondering it was pretty Chad. Sorry, I didn't mean that in a weird way or anything. My mind was like a spinning whirlpool of emotions, made up in equal measures of embarrassment and regret. I was so mortified, I wanted to die. But before I had a chance to reconsider, hope hopping over the railing and pour. I don't want. Okay, I shouldn't laugh at these jokes. It's just the imagery of him parkouring, falling down like GTA. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Oh shoot. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can find that if I remember. But yeah, that's why I imagine basically. My mom was like, but before I had a chance to consider hopping over the railing and putting myself out of my misery, something happened. Man. I'm just gonna end it here. I don't want to read the next paragraph. Akari wrapped her arms around me, suddenly and without warning. I was so startled by this that I completely froze in place, unable to even hug her back. With her hands clutching the back of my hoodie, she rested her head on my shoulder. The 1-2 punch of her soft touch and sweet fragrance must have blown a fuse in my brain. Because for a minute, I forgot to even breathe. I stood there, thoughts empty, letting myself be embraced by Akari, unable to even freak out and ruin the moment. Then, eventually, I felt her warm breath seeping through the fabric of my hoodie. She was trying to say something. Please don't ever hate me, she begged. Her voice was fragile and scared, like a lost child who'd been left behind by their parents. I couldn't tell what the significance of these words was, or if there were any hidden undertones she was trying to convey, but I knew there was only one way I could respond. Of course not, I said. How could I even hate you? Ever hate you? I managed at long last to wrap my trembling hands around Akari's back. Tension continued to lock every inch of my body into place, but somehow I managed to will my arms around her. I knew it was the right thing to do. We stood there like that for anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes, until eventually, Akari gently tugged herself away. Now, her faintly flushed cheeks were mere inches from my face, so I could watch her bleary eyes twinkle in the soft moonlight. Let's go home, she said softly.